What's up, fellas?
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I appreciate you guys being here. This is a very important gathering because one of the issues that's facing our nation is the increase in violence that is happening across all communities, all socioeconomic groups. Demographically and geographically, it has no boundaries, and that's the issue of domestic violence. And I am very pleased that members of the Giants organization are here and selected us to be a part of this initiative with My Sister's Place to help enlighten and inform you about how we can prevent the spread of this issue that is plaguing our nation, and more importantly, how these kinds of partnerships help us to become better people and better citizens in the country in which we have to live, in the communities that we represent. So with that said, I will pass the baton to whoever will facilitate this part of the conversation. But please join me in giving them a warm Mount Vernon welcome. And
hello, everybody. Hello. Good to see you all. So I am Brenda. I'm from My Sister's Place, and I'm here with my coworker Nicole. It's great to be here with you guys. Jonathan and Alec, thank you for joining us. So we're here today because the New York Giants and My Sister's Place has had a long-time partnership in working together to address domestic violence, but also to highlight how young people like you can really work on building healthy relationships, both in the school and also in your communities. So we're really excited to be here today because this is kind of the beginning of a new chapter for us. You guys are probably going to see us come into your schools next month and in December to talk more about healthy relationships and do some workshops together. But today we want to take a moment to do a little bit of a preview at this special event, and we're really happy and grateful that you guys could be with us here today, because we know that as student athletes, you guys are kind of like the leaders in your school, right? You guys are role models in a lot of ways. That comes with challenges, right? But it also comes with a lot of responsibility and some excitement too. And Jonathan and Alec being here, they've kind of probably walked through some of the same footsteps that you guys are going through today. So we wanted to kind of facilitate a conversation here together to start off talking about some of these issues, about the challenges of being an athlete, how we can work together on talking to each other, both as teammates, but also to other kids in the school, other students that you see in the hallways, when it comes to building healthy relationships with each other. Okay. So I want to get started and let our stars of the event here share some of their words and their experiences. So I thought I would start off by asking you guys if you could maybe talk about some of your experiences as student athletes, when you were in school, maybe some of the challenges, some of the positive experiences you had, and we can go from there.
Well, first of all, how y'all doing? Good. I'm 31 years old, so I'm a little old here as far as the things you guys are going through now. But it's all relatively the same, right? You guys are idolized at your school at your age. You guys are older kids at your school, but not just the older kids and the experienced kids, but the kids that everybody wants to be. You know, and that's a lot of pressure. You know, to go to school and to know that everyone's looking at you and watching your every move and wants to be like you. You feel like you have to hold this realm of responsibility to the culture, and responsibility to what you dress and what you wear, and what you say, what you listen to, and who's clique you're with, or the groups that you hang out with. You know, my advice would be, you know, going back to high school, just thinking about times when I was in, school, is just be yourself. Be the best version of who you want to be. Don't be who, Drake says to be. You know, like Drake is cool, but if you don't want to be that, and you know that, you don't have to be a Drake. You don't have to be a Migos. You don't have to be any of that. You can be, what's your name? Dylan. What's one of your passions other than football? Cooking. So express that. And you know who you should express that with? Your fellas right beside you. You feel me? Talk about cooking. Talk about, hey man, like when I get home, I'm gonna cook me up a nice little grilled cheese. That's what I cook. But like, just share interest that, you know, it's you guys know what the social norms are? Social norms are, if you're black and you play football, you're supposed to wear this, you're supposed to listen to that, and this is what you're doing. Share interests that are cooking. You know, it can be, for me, when I was in high school, it was my love for God. It was my love for music, playing the piano. It was my love for the arts, you know, the theater. Like, and I wasn't ashamed of it. And that's what everyone looked at me as, like, wow, he's different. Like, I want to be like that. Now, that's a different change. That is changing the culture. If you want to change the culture and the environment in which you live, you got to be true to yourself. And that's just an example, man, because it's tough. It's hard to not be, you know, part of the norm. But like part of the things that one of my coaches, man, back in the day said, hey, be extraordinary. Do the extra work. Be not ordinary. Everyone else is doing the same thing. Everyone else is following the same path. And we call those sheep, you know? Be the black sheep. Be that one that stands out. Truly. Okay? And I mean, that's just a little bit of knowledge as far as, you know, because it goes a long way. It's setting a precedence that you don't have to be the typical athlete. You don't have to be the typical black athlete. You don't have to be the typical you know, white athlete, whatever it is. Like, just go far further and beyond the expectations of people. So.
Thank you, Jonathan. Do you have anything to add about your experience?
Yeah, sure. Along with what Jonathan said, man, I know it's tough. You know, it's never gonna get easy. As long as you live in this world, it won't ever get easy for you. But at the same time, as he said, people look up to you just because you play football, just because you're an athlete. You can do stuff that other people don't want to do. And so I know when I was in high school, I mean, I was number one safety coming out, this, that, and the other, all this, whatever. It's just noise. But at the same time, like you said, you got to be true to yourself and know what it is that you want to do in life. Know the type of you know right from wrong. You know a lot of stuff. If it don't feel right, something's gonna tell you that it doesn't feel right, and what feels right, what you need to do naturally. And like I said, it's something to say about guys that stand up for the person next to them. I have a lot of respect for people that stand up for people that don't have that voice or whatever it is that makes them different. You know what I mean? So it's like you said, you have to find your own path. Surround yourself with people who has the same interests as you. They're not it's not always about sports. I mean, you're gonna stop playing sports one day. We lucky enough to been in the league. What year is this for you? 11. This is going to my 6th year. I mean, the lifespan of football don't last that long. And that's just sports in general. It's tough to make it. But being an athlete, like I said, being an athlete in high school, man, it could be one of the greatest things ever, you know. But also, it can come back to bite you if you don't have that drive, that determination, that right focus to be a good person, you know. And that's on the field and off the field. You have to treat everybody with the same respect that you want. That people treat you with the respect, you have to give that to them as well. You know, I'm not saying you should go out of your way and Well, you should go out of your way to do something nice for other people if you can do that. But at the same time, like I said, you have to earn your respect as well as earn their respect. So I mean that's kind of what they'll say about it.
No, that's great. That's great. Thank you. And I like what you said about being on and off the field, right? So there's things that you may be like or act like or do on the field, right, with your team. You're developing this sort of strong relationships with each other. You know each other really well. And you were talking about doing that as well, like off the field too, right? So I want to maybe talk a little bit about, maybe hear from you guys too, like what are some ways that you see some of the skills that you use, the qualities that you show on the field? How can that also be shown off the field when it even comes to relationships, right? What are some things? You talk about respect. What are some other things that we would need to sort of show some healthy kind of qualities in our relationship off the field too? Any ideas?
No, y'all can talk. No, y'all can talk.
Yeah, let's go with you and then you right there. Go ahead.
You need confidence off the field.
Confidence.
If you have enough confidence, you can do anything you want.
Awesome. Yeah. Confidence, definitely. Definitely. Do you have one?
Be humble and keep positive vibes.
Nice. Nice. Definitely. Yeah. That's great. Thank you. Thank you. What else? Yeah.
Leadership.
Sorry, say again?
Leadership.
Leadership. Yeah. Leadership, right? Showing maybe what you can be, what you can do, right? Taking charge in some situations. And that might even show up even if you're in a relationship, right? And you may need to just sort of stand up and be able to say, are you okay? Is something going on? Right? Like being that person to kind of take charge and point out some things that maybe other people like to ignore a lot, right? But being that person to kind of say, I'm going to actually ask the questions that may be uncomfortable sometimes.
Can one of y'all tell me like what is leadership? Like what is leadership?
Yeah.
Like what do you consider leadership?
Yeah.
Leadership is considered like being a leader and taking
I can't hear you.
charge.
Stand
Gotta stand up and say it real loud.
Confidence.
Being a leader is pretty much being like pretty much the main control of everything. Like you have to control everything around you and keep calm and do it.
Travis, you gotta speak up.
Yes, speak louder.
Speak up,
And
Travis.
don't argue at all and try your best.
Control everything around you and try your best on some of the things he said. And
That's okay. Go ahead.
Someone that can take charge.
So then I can take charge.
But I mean,
What does that look like?
Like say it's like you're having an argument, the person who instead of acting on the argument will go there and stop the argument. That's a leader.
so all right, go ahead.
You have to lead by example.
For sure. Like you said, I mean, I'm a big proponent of leading by example. Your actions have to match your words. You can't be saying one thing over here but doing another. It won't mix. It's gonna all crumble. It might look good at first, but it's gonna all crumble down at the end of the day. And it's not necessarily you can be leaders off the field as well. And like we said earlier, each one of you leaders in your own way. And it's up to you to find out, what type of leader you want to be. I mean, man like to cook. Be the head chef at somewhere else, if football don't work, or whatever else don't work for you. But like I said, leadership to me is basically, like you said, leading by example. Doing the things necessary to help people, because a leader basically gets people to do things that they want to do, but they don't know how to do it. They just need somebody to kind of help them to get to where they want to get to where they want to be and do the things that they want to do. Everybody has a dream, everybody has a goal. Find something, like I said, find somebody that's done it or that's headed down that right that you think is going. I mean, it's kind of hard to say that you think that it's going down that right path, but like I said, you want to surround yourself with the people that are doing the things that you would like to do. You know, if you don't do that, I mean, you're gonna be all over the place. You won't necessarily know what it means to be a leader or to be somebody to reach your goals.
Positive also shows when you do positive things and you got positive people around you.
Yeah.
Instead of working with negative people, you have to put them positive people around you to make you better. It's easy to be negative,
Easy.
but positive, when you got positive around you, nothing but greatness can happen.
It's almost kind of like this analogy my coaches told us one time. And it's like, you smoke cigarettes, and everybody should say no. But if you hang out with people that smoke cigarettes, you're going to come home smelling like cigarettes, right? You ever gone by a person that's smoking a cigarette, and you're like, ooh, man, they smoke cigarettes? You get in the car and they still smell cigarettes? You know, that's just how negativity works. And that's just in the same manner, that's how positivity works. You know, it's just that quick. You can either be smelling like cigarettes or smelling like flowers. Okay? So it's all up to you what you want to do. You hang out with people that are negative, that's what you invite on the front stage. And that's what in turn makes your day good or bad, or your week, or your month, or your year. You know, and that's kind of like how, you know, like one of the things I wanted to ask is equality, right? Is another important part to, you know, football into the real world. You know, you treat your fellow teammates equal. You don't look down on anybody, and you don't put no one on a pedestal. You know what I'm saying? The only time you put someone on the pedestal is for doing their job. You say, hey, thanks, man, you did your job. Now we got to go back there and work. And going back to what Alec was saying, you know, with our relationships, you know, with our team, with being a leader, it takes work. You know, you can say one thing, but it takes action. You can't say that, you know, I'm gonna lift 225 pounds 10 times today. Well, you ain't never lift 225 pounds ever a day in your life. You gotta work to get to that point. You gotta work to get to where y'all at right now. You know, it's just like growing your hair. Your hair gonna grow, but if you cut it before it gets time to grow length, it ain't gonna be where it's at. You know, you gotta water it. You gotta put some work into it, and that goes for relationships, friendships, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it is. Like that goes in every facet of our lives. Like you gotta put in the work.
Yeah, and we like to say when we're going to schools and talking to students like you that equality, respect, and safety are kind of like the core foundational aspects of a healthy relationship, right? Without those things, you know, it might be really difficult for both of those people, especially one person in that relationship that might be feeling a lot of the hurt and the pain, right? So we want to kind of think a little bit more about what's needed in a healthy relationship. Aside from those three things, respect, equality, safety, there's a ton of other stuff. I mean, you guys mentioned confidence, you mentioned leadership. What would be some other things that are needed in order to have a healthy relationship? Trust, yeah. Communication, yeah, you got it. Perseverance. I like that. What else? There's something over here. Commitment. Absolutely. Yeah. Responsibility. Yeah. To, you know, for yourself and to your partner, right? For both. Absolutely. And these are all things that I know you guys have shown in your playing, right? Out in the field, right? Commitment, responsibility, trust. right? You have to trust each other in the field, but you're also going out into, you walk off that field, you go change, you walk out that door, and you're back out into sort of your everyday life. Those are some opportunities to show those same exact qualities with the people that you interact with one-on-one, right? Whether it's somebody that you like, whether it's somebody that you're just starting to date, or someone that you want to show that some affection for. Those are some different ways that you can also show that out in the world as well. So I wanted to also talk to you guys about what might be some ways that teammates can work together to kind of support and empower each other, both on the field and off the field. And maybe Jonathan and Alex, you can also add to that a little bit, like some different ways that you've seen your teammates doing that both on the field and off the field, supporting each other. You guys talked about leadership, leading each other, empowering each other to make sure that you have that confidence to grow and to change.
So I think like along with what you said, like it's having somebody that you can call and just check up on you, like, what's going on? How you doing today? Like just a simple question like this, asking how they doing today. You never know what somebody's going through. You never know what a man next to you might be going through. You may just need somebody just to be like, man, it's tough, man. She getting on my nerves, or this, that, and other. Like, it's hard. I know it. And everybody has their own lives. It's to this day, like on our team, we have to do that just so you do have that commitment to each other, that trust. That's how you build your trust, your commitment, your passion, perseverance, all that through that communication with each other. Everybody on this team, all y'all got is each other when y'all out in the field, right? Nobody else is gonna step out on the field for you to play. It's only y'all that's on the field that play. It's the same with us. And so you have to build that trust to get through the tough part. Because when things get tough, people gonna show their true colors, who they are. They're gonna tell you if they're for you or they're against you. And like I said, you have to find out who those people are that's for you and keep them close. The people that's not for you, get rid of them. Don't associate yourself with them, because it's not gonna do you no good. It's not gonna do them any good. Two negatives working together like this. I mean, don't make a positive. I'm trying to tell you. So, I mean, for me, I've been married 3 years. Brought my wife here with me. Y'all give her a hand. I mean, we've been through a lot, and I don't care to share everything that we've been through, but I mean, it's trust me, we have our history, so it's like I said, and it's not easy. I get on her nerves all the time. I think I got on her nerves last night. Just being honest, I think I did. But at the same time, I know she's for me. I know she loves me with all her heart. God put her here for me, and that's somebody that I can turn to and talk to. If I'm having a rough day, whatever, she has an open ear to listen to me. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be a girl. It could be, like I said, your homeboy. Your true friend, they know when you're not right. They know when you're not feeling right. They know pretty much everything about you, and you have to have that trust between you and him, or you and her, or whatever, to be able to keep it real with each other. I mean, you got to keep it real. Like I said, I do some stuff, and she'll tell me, I'm like, I don't want to hear it, but like I need to hear it because that's the truth. That's what it is. Like, you don't want nobody that's going to sugarcoat it around you the whole time, because like I said, it's not going to do you any good. It's setting you up for failure, basically. And like I say, that's one of the things, like I said, for me, that's what I want to speak on a little bit.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
I mean, it's spot on, really. I mean, it's all about chemistry, right? And if you don't have chemistry, it's not going to work out. And two, you'll know. You gotta that's why it's important for you to know that it's important for you to stay true to yourself. Because if you're not true to yourself, going back to what I was saying earlier, then you're not really sure what you like or what you're into. And you won't be able to listen to those signals that are telling you, this person ain't for me. This person is. That person likes to draw. I like drawing too. Like the moment that you start sharing your interests with people and that you know that you can connect with, that's when you are setting yourself up for things to work out. Setting yourself up into an environment, a group, a friendship, a team that will help you along the way in life to succeed. And throughout my life, I've had, my youth pastor, back in Washington, ever since I was a freshman in high school. God placed him in my life because I grew up in a home that was single mom. So I didn't have really a father figure that was, doing right or anything like that to follow by. But I had a youth pastor that cared about me. And I had a football coach that cared about me. I had a teacher, Mr. Bush, that cared about me. And because I was true to myself, I was able to see that these people in my life, men that I placed value in, because they placed value in me, I was able to create like my own little team that I can connect with and that I can go to and that I can talk to when there's problems that I was going through. And then what that did for me, it built me up to where I could be some of that to my friends. You know what I'm saying? That I was going to high school with, or playing football with. And and now, instead of just, being complacent as a person, I'm developing as a leader, spiritually, mentally, physically. Because you could do all the lifting weights and all you want to, but you're not mentally, going forward and learning and developing yourself. And if you're not spiritually, whatever that is for you guys, like developing yourselves there, I mean, it's all gotta connect, because it goes back to that one word I said earlier, chemistry. Our bodies, that's what that is, it's chemistry. And when we connect with other people, that's the way the cookie crumbles. You know what I'm saying? That's the way it works. Like, we need each other to go through this life. We can't do it on our own. And I just got married a year ago, and thank God sent me my wife, because she saved my life as far as where I was going to end up or who I was going to be. Like, I don't want to be a 50-year-old man that's single, because I know God has called me to do something bigger than play football. Now I'm more into more in the community because of her heart and her energy and her efforts. Because she is a planner. I'm not a planner. That's not a strength of mine. I don't plan things. And I'm learning how to communicate in a relationship. She's a great communicator. She's teaching me that. So I'm continuing my development as a person, and I'm doing that with the love of my life because God blessed me for that. And God will bless you guys with people to come into your lives and your circle. And if you're prepared to receive that, you'll receive it and be able to share that with other people as well. And don't be afraid to do the right thing and stand up for what's right. Stand up for something or fall for anything. Is what I always go back to. If you can fall for, it's cool to make fun of that dude over there. They do it every day. It's funny. Nah, it's not funny because that kid over there, he's got a whole lot of stuff on his plate that you probably don't know about. And he's probably one step away from losing it. And you can be that one voice of light to just come in there, step in play, and say, hey, look, you know what? Don't do that to my mans over here. Like, give them a break today. Just as simple as that. Because bullying is real. It's probably more real today than it was when I was in high school, and I believe it. You got the phones, group messages, which she was touching on earlier, that just kind of like blew my mind a little bit. Y'all go through a lot, man. And you guys got to have each other's back. Do the right thing. It's hard to do the right thing, but it's easy once you continue to do it. It's a habitual thing. So.
Thank you. And thank you guys for sharing and being so real about your relationships. No relationship is perfect, right? It takes work. arguments, and I know we were kind of laughing about that, but you have to also recognize, like, there's things that are healthy about having arguments too, right? There's healthy conflict, right? But there can also be conflicts that are not so healthy, right? And that's when we have to really recognize that difference. Like, what is healthy conflict? What is when it gets into being way too abusive, really, right? And it's looking at that whole like power and control aspect of it, right? So you want to make sure that in a relationship, both people do have equal power, both people do have equal decision-making power, and they both have respect for each other. I appreciate you guys sharing about that. Thank you. Do you guys have any questions for Jonathan and Alec? You want to ask them about football, about anything?
Anything got?
Yeah.
Say what?
Go ahead. So we have a question right here.
Raise your hand if you have a question.
All right, right here. Let's hear from you.
What was the determination for football?
My determination to play football, I mean, my family's a sports family, so I was surrounded by sports my whole life. Like, I'm in the car seat. My mom and dad got us on the basketball court. They playing basketball, we sit in our car seat watching play and stuff. So for me, it's kind of like something that became sports in general, just a part of my life. But when I really just kind of took football serious was, it had to be like my sophomore year of high school. It was, I mean, came out and just had an awesome year, and I knew, like, I was like, man, this may be like my ticket to get out from where I'm from. You know, not saying my hometown like some crazy killing people and all this stuff like that. It's not like that, but it is a place where people do get stuck. They go to high school and they stay there the rest of their lives and start doing gang, whatever, this, that, and the other. And I knew for me and what I wanted in my life and for my family, I knew football was a way to get away from here and go do some of the things that I wanted to do in life. I like wearing these shoes, but you know it takes hard work, and like I said, football is one of the ways that I could get away, and you know it's kind of like my sanctuary. Like that's where I feel most free at, you know, as far as that goes.
How does it feel being on the field?
How does it feel being on the field?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a blessing. I mean, you know, it's a lot of people wish they had the opportunity to be, you know, where me and Jonathan are, and you know, we have to, like I said, remain humble, and you know, also know it's a blessing. It's an opportunity that few get. I mean, we really started like 2,000 people in the league, and ended up with like 1,300 people. So like 95, I think like 95 players per team at the start of training camp. And then by the time the first game, then you get down to 53. So all those guys that were there at the beginning, they're going home looking for a job. They're out of football, not doing the things they want to do. But like I said, we was fortunate enough to be in this, get the opportunity to be out there on the field. So.
Yeah.
What's your training regimen? What do you do?
Work? I mean, what? Right now, we work about three times a week, and then we practice, you know, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then we got to walk through on Saturday. So I mean, during the season, it's definitely, you know, a breakdown of, you know, rest, recovery. Also, you know, you got to work. You know, that's all part of the preparation. I mean, at y'all age, y'all don't need that much preparation. Straight up, y'all recover quicker. That's just that's the bottom line truth. You know, you guys can, unless you guys actually get hurt, and you have to like rehab and recover that way. I mean, you know, but it's all part of the regimen. For y'all, y'all need to work about 5 times a week.
I did last week. 2 weeks.
So we have a question right here and then right here.
What's your position?
I play linebacker.
I play running back.
I'm gonna be Cole Perkins.
How much time did you run?
Huh?
How much time did you run?
How many tackles I got? I seen something the other day. Career-wise, I think it was like over 500 some tackles or something like that.
This season.
For this season, I don't know. Probably like 40, 50.
Yeah, I first got picked. How did I feel?
When I first got picked. So, I mean, for me, I'll tell you like this. So, when I was coming out of college, right, this is just talking about myself. I had already got in like trouble in college, right? So, I was already kind of like, coach was kind of like up in the air about me. And so I went out to train, right? Went to train in Arizona. Like I said, just being young and dumb and not thinking of the opportunity that I'm about to have, I almost just pissed it away. I had got a DUI like a week before the NFL combine, right? And so to me, I'm like, man, they not even about to draft me or nothing. You know, in my head, I'm like, man, this about to be all bad. You know, but so it came draft night. I went through the whole thing, answered questions, this, that, and the other. Draft night, I ended up getting drafted in the first round, the 30th pick to the St. Louis Rams at the time, but now the LA Rams. And so, for me, like I said, it was definitely a blessing, a humble feeling, and an opportunity I never forget. Just something like that.
For me, when I got drafted, I got surgery right after the combine. My year, that was 2008. 2008, and I just got surgery on my toe, and here on ESPN, all the sites and all that stuff, I was projected to be, first round pick, top 10, and then I have this toe surgery, and they talking about, hey, he's not gonna be nothing but a third round pick. He's not fast. He's more of a drifter. The offense he ran in Oregon wasn't that great. It was more finesse, all this stuff. And then, I'm back home in Lacey, Washington with my family, walking boot, one of those boots that you have, and you got a jacked up foot. And I'm walking around, I get a phone call from my agent, and it's the first day. It's the first round. It's like 11th, there's the 10th pick. He's like, hey, Carolina's about to call you. You're about to go to Carolina. I'm like, oh, okay. And so I was thrown off and shocked, but I was definitely humbled by, that's God's plan. It has nothing. I played football, but He orchestrated that. To this day, I still believe that. And it didn't really hit me when I was really in the NFL. Playing NFL until my rookie year Monday Night Football, because I knew back home everybody was watching Monday Night Football, and this was the only game that I was playing. And we were playing Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I was at my locker, and I just broke down, and just thankful and grateful for the opportunity, because I came a long way, At that time, I was 21 years old, and this is where God has led my life. Me, and everybody in this world, He led me to this point in Carolina Panther Stadium at this locker, about to play Monday Night Football, and it's an amazing feeling, man. And I think sometimes if you can just sit and think about where you've come from, and just say, wow. Little old me, I'm right here in these seats. Having a conversation with two NFL players and this nice lady here that works for a great cause. I'm here. They care about little old me. That's big, man. If you can just wrap your mind around the simplicity of life, but just how big of a role you play in it. It's just something to think about.
If you could, what would you tell your 10-year-old self?
If I could, what would I tell my what?
10-year-old self.
10-year-old self? Ooh, thinking back to, I mean, just what I've been through in life. I mean, at 10 years old, I would definitely tell myself to I can tell myself a lot, but one thing I would tell myself is to make sure you treat people with the respect that everyone deserves. Every one of us deserves a great deal of respect, just for being who you are. No matter if you the president, or the janitor that clean the bathroom, they each deserve the same respect. You can't get too high, you can't get too low. You have to be even kill and treat everybody the same. Like I said, no matter where they been, where they at, it doesn't matter. Everybody has a demand and deserves the same respect.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead?
If you had a chance to redo or do it again, like, nah, okay, if you had a chance to rematch the teams, what's it going to be?
Rematch?
Yeah, rematch.
Yeah, Super Bowl 50. And I actually have another one too. St. Louis Rams, the man's who played for the Panthers at the time. And he smacked me. That was, yeah, he hit me. He didn't tackle me, he hit me.
I did some squats.
It feels good, man. Especially when the play goes just as it's supposed to go, but it definitely does. Like when you score, when you get in the end zone, and you have that feeling like you're tired and you broke a lot of tackles, you outran a couple people, like that feeling, it feels good because it's like, man, I did this for my team. And then you go back and look at film and look at it, it feels even better. How do you feel you scored a great touchdown and that hurts. That's like the worst feeling.
So I just want to interrupt for 1 second. We have a special guest who wanted to come up and say a couple of words. So I'd like to invite the mayor.
Look, I have to say thank you to my sister's place. I have to say thank you to the New York Giants and thank you to the Mount Vernon City School District for making this possible. Domestic violence is real, bullying is real, and being in your shoes, literally, not too long ago. Some of you would say maybe 18 years ago, I was playing high school sports right here in Mount Vernon, on the football team, on the basketball team. And I know the pressures and challenges that many of you face, especially with Memorial Field closed for the past 10 years. And all I can tell you is that that's why we have to continue to do everything we can to give you every opportunity to seize. This is a life-changing event, being able to hear from two professional players that have made it and can share their stories with you. My hope is that each of you take this information and apply it. Don't stop whatever you're doing. The only challenge and the only request that I'm making is that you go get your dreams responsibly. Know that when those moments of truth pop up, when you do hear about those situations, be it on the locker room with the gridiron or on the block, make sure that you take the right steps to de-escalate the situation and try and set a new, higher standard of excellence for everybody. It matters. And I can tell you right now that being, again, a victim of domestic violence, being a victim of bullying on both sides of the fence, I can tell you that it's worth it to apply what you learned here and make sure that you don't add to it, try and take away from it and make people bigger, better, and stronger forward. So again, thank you to New York Giants, my sister's place, school district, everybody for making sure that we spend the time reflecting on this, because we need to make sure that we move everybody forward together. So thank you all, and have a great experience learning and applying it as you go.
Everybody speak.
All right, so we just want to close with a couple more sort of points to take away, things to remember. Kim's going to share a few thoughts on that, and I think you guys might be moving out, right, to the field maybe. So I'll let him kind of close and do your final thoughts.
So we're going to leave here in a few minutes, and you may never see us again, so I want to leave you with some things to think about. I want you just to be quiet for a second and imagine the person that you feel the most comfortable with sharing. We talked about communicating, we talked about trust. Who is that? And you don't have to say it out loud because this is your person, but who is that person that you feel like you can tell anything to? Who's the person that you trust enough to share something with them and know that they're not going to use it against you? Who's the person that you could go to if you were in trouble and you know without a shadow of a doubt that they would find the resources to help you? We heard about his youth pastor, right? And I'm glad to hear that. That was that one person who was the figure in his life who he could talk to. Because when things happen, you're going to be confused. And we get confused sometimes about things that happen. One of the things that we do at my sister's place is we actually provide people, we have people there that you can talk to at any time. And I know how challenging it is when something is happening, especially in our families, that we feel like, well, if they're not in my family, I can't talk to my family because it's happening in my home, in my family. Who's that other person you can talk to? It may be a youth pastor, it may be a teammate, it could be a coach, it could be a teacher, an administrator. It could also be someone who does this work every single day. So the thing that I want you all to know is that even if you might not have his cell phone number, right? Because he's going to be on the field, you want to talk. We're local, so you can always talk to us, call us. And if you want to talk to a teacher, the teachers know who we are. The administrators know who we are. And now all the coaches in this room know who we are. So I want you all to see us as a resource, because some of us have gone through the very same difficulties and challenges that you all are facing now. And we can use that experience to help you move through the experience so you can find a way to find respect and equality and safety, not just in your relationships, but just within your heart. So thank you all for coming out, and thank you for giving me a couple minutes to wrap it up. Appreciate it. And I appreciate every single one of you. I see beauty in each one of you, and I hope that you can see it in yourselves.
Entitlement is you deserve touchdowns. Now, we earn touchdowns, right? nothing's given to us in this life. You know what I'm saying? Somebody worked very hard to pay for that helmet. You know what I'm saying? Somebody had to put in the time to pay for that. Right now, you guys are out here playing, right? Practicing, putting in the work. No one taught them. It's all work. So as far as the run game goes, it does start up front, right? So how do we get those guys to respond to the need of blocks? Talk to them. Hey man, like what can I do to help you? Maybe it could be you setting up a block. Maybe you outrunning your blocks. Maybe you're not understanding they might be a little slower. Or maybe they're having a problem with number 90, the defensive end that's crushing us. You know what I'm saying? So as a runner, you have to understand chemistry, right? You gotta understand who your teammates are. You can't just come out here and just be like, all right, I expect this. I expect y'all to block for me to run touchdowns. Nah, bro. It's about moving the chains first and then scoring. They got a job. They got their own problems, right? So it sounds like you're getting leg tackled, and we need to work on probably reading some keys on blocks, right? Setting up blocks. What's up? I don't know. It's a tackle.
How many of y'all running back and play DB or safety or something, right?
You can go over there to Allen. You're not a tackle.
Because we're going to work on drills, but some of y'all are going to probably have to hit this from both angles, right? You're going to have to play it as a running back, and then we're going to try you as a defender, right? Everybody here plays both sides of the ball? No? You do? Some of y'all?
So what I'm going to do right here, I'm going to be a tackle. I need you to be a blocker, right? The man that want to score a touchdown. What's your name? Mike, you be the runner. Everybody get out the way right quick. Alright? So, we're going to run straight up like a zone play to the right. Alright? You're coming to me. Block me. I'm going to him. I got a gap to fill. I got to fill this knee gap. Okay? You gotta block me. We ain't gonna go hard. Don't try to knock me out. We're gonna walk it through. Walk through, okay? And I'm a middle back. All right. You like center or something, right? You just go. So what you gonna do? You gonna step right. Watch yourself, man. Come up the field. Right foot to block me off. Okay? And go. Walk. Walk. All right, stop. All right? Where are you? Where are you? So you're just going to hit it, right? Where you should be is a little bit back. You know why? Because if I'm a defender and you already at the point for which you want to go, all I got to do is whoop, and meet you there, right? How about setting up blocks? Start over again. Walk it through.
Go to your left, go to your right. Hut. Sarah, what's up? Linebacker, you gotta be able to use your hands as well. So, right here, you like a line, you come to block. Right here. You gotta get your hands inside. The lineman gonna try to, in the lead, they're gonna get you like this. Play it right now, and they ain't gonna call holding. They won't ever call it. So as a linebacker, you gotta make sure your hands, so you telling me? Put your hands in, make sure you got a good base, and then you step. So you gotta get your extension. That way you shock and rip. Hey look, so you hit him this time.
stop him first. You gotta stop his momentum first.
There's the boom.
Boom. Let's go. There you go. Hey.
Y'all just gonna listen.
Bring your hand in the foot at the same time.
Lock up. Let's go, Peanut. Squat down a little bit. Go! Good. You know, squat down. Good!
And that arm though.
Go!
Lock the arm. There you go. Yeah, why they
Low man wins, guys. Low man wins on this one. Go! Harder than that. Come on. Y'all in the weight room. I know y'all bench pressing.
Bring that right foot.
Go! Good. One time. Go!
Just get them cameras.
Right. Switch it up. Now, fellas, y'all gotta control that gap. Because if y'all giving him the opportunity, y'all just here. It's just weak lockout. All he gonna do is reset. And that hold gonna be on. Who wants to do that? I want y'all, we here, right? I want that power. Close that gap. Gap's closed. There's nothing going in there. He gotta come to you or go outside. Do football stance. I'm leaning to. Lock out. Right. No, I need more than that. Come on. I need more than that. Come on. Good. Just like that.
Just fix your feet.
Close the gap. Go!
You know him, Justin. Good suit, here.
One more time. Go! No, fix your feet. Perfect. Y'all gotta be perfect. That's why we working out here. That's why it's practice. Fix your feet. We running, right? Good football stance. It's a good football stance like this, right? Let's see. Go! Let's go. Let's see.
Let's go. Perfect it.
Go!
You gotta step into it.
Control it. Go! Step into it. Close that gap. Close it. Go! Good. That's perfect. Just like that.
Pick you aside.
You don't want to just break
Red
out.
that side. Force him to go there and just run out and make a top. Or if you're good enough to beat him there, and you know he's about to run, go take the ball off the side.
Nice one day.
So release outside of me, and then run your 5-yard out now. Okay?
Nice one day.
Run 5-yard route,
It's alright. I'm trying to get better at football first season.
That's awesome. What do you think about the Giants players being here today?
It's very they're like role models. You know, I love the Giants. It's actually my favorite team. I know a lot about the Giants. Not a lot about the players though, but I love them being here. As far as
D, here we go.
Look over here.
What time is it? Game time! Game time! Game time! Here we go. Win on three. Nah. Together on three. 1, 2, 3. Together!